title of this sermon, As We Are Blessed, So We Must Bless. Will you pray with me? Gracious and holy God, may the meditations of my heart and the words of my lips bring glory to you, my rock and my redeemer, and may they be a blessing to your children gathered here. Amen. By now, many of you are getting used to me saying, which gospel writer is speaking? It makes a difference. Today we hear a behavioral lesson from Matthew, and before our brains go to the sinning and the wrongdoing within our own community or our culture, let's take a step back. Matthew. Who is Matthew, and how did he see Jesus? This is one of those times when going back to the beginning is a very good idea. Think about Advent. Think about Christmas. Think about the baby in the manger. The angel Gabriel himself speaks to a young unmarried woman and says to her, "Greetings, favored one, the Lord is with you." He goes on to explain, "Do not be afraid, Mary, for you have found favor with God." Now, we know that, and that's Luke. So, push that aside. We're reading Matthew. So, what do we find in Matthew? You might recognize this. The birth of Jesus the Messiah took place in this way. When his mother Mary had been engaged to Joseph, and before they lived together, she was found to be with child from the Holy Spirit. Her husband Joseph, being a righteous man and unwilling to expose her to public disgrace, planned to dismiss her quietly. But just when he had resolved to do this, an angel of the Lord appeared to him in a dream and said, "Joseph, son of David, do not be afraid to take Mary as your wife, for the child conceived unto her is from the Holy Spirit. She will bear a son, and you are to name him Jesus, for he will save his people from their sins." All this took place to fulfill what had been spoken by the Lord through the prophet. "Look, the virgin shall conceive and bear a son, and they shall name him Emmanuel," which means God is with us. I noticed two very important things about this passage. One, it's Matthew who relies on the Old Testament scriptures and uses that sacred expression, Emmanuel. God is with us. And two, the angel of the Lord appears to Joseph. Because if you remember the story, Joseph's heart is in conflict. Yes, God is with us, and yes, conflict is a part of life. Joseph's heart was in conflict. He was righteous. He was unwilling to publicly humiliate Mary, and he had resolved to dismiss her quietly. And the God who is God is with us appears to Joseph and explains the situation. Don't listen to what people are saying, what they're gonna say. She is doing God's work. People don't understand right now, but they will. They will when they open their hearts. And so Joseph took her as his wife. Two things are repeated throughout the Gospel of Matthew: conflict and the presence of God. And that's what we have in today's reading. This is a behavioral how-to for people in community. Be direct, stay in relationship, and always, always remember that God is with us. We are blessed. beyond reason, and sometimes we don't see it. There are hundreds of thousands today who are displaced from their homes. Were any of us? There are hundreds of thousands today who are sleeping on gymnasium floors. We didn't have to. I could go on, but you know what I'm talking about. We are blessed, and so we must bless. Jesus, the Spirit of God, the Spirit of love divine dwells within us and among us. And just like Peter, who takes his eyes off Jesus and begins to sink, we who believe that God is always with us, when we take our eyes off Jesus, we will sink into despair and darkness. There's an extremely touching little video that's going around on, I don't know if it's YouTube or Facebook. A little 4 or 5-year-old boy from the South, a little strong Southern accent. Nod your head if you've seen this. His mother passed away this year, and he's taken it upon himself to make people smile. Anybody? Nobody's seen it? Yeah, a couple people have seen it. He is the most adorable little soul. And he says, "I'm sad. I know I'm sad. But I love it when people smile." So his aunt takes him to buy these little trinkets, and he goes up to people on the street. And people want to pay him. And he says, "No, I just want your smile." Oh my gosh, tearjerker. So, we are blessed. Do we have problems? Of course we do. Is Jesus right here with us? Just waiting for us to take our eyes off our problems and remember Him? Think about His life and light, and remember His love for us and the love we have to give. Of course He is. In the midst of His crucifixion, Jesus promised the kingdom of God to His people. Our lives aren't anywhere near that bad. Can we share a smile with a stranger? Can we forgive an enemy? Can we share some of what we have with those less fortunate? We have choices. When you see a problem, you have a choice. You can join the problem and complain. Or you can engage a solution. Where will you put your energy? The problem or the solution? You choose. We are blessed, and so we must bless. Thanks be to God.